What's going on, everybody on YouTube? It's VT Vasquez back at it with another video, back at it with another banger, man. In today's video, we're going to be talking about your first tool set. Let's go.
I'm on TV. Oh shit! First cops, now this? Oh man, I'm be a star, son.
Alright guys, what's going on? Welcome back to my channel. I've been gone for a while. I know, I apologize. I've been busy trying to get a job. I've been busy being a dad. I've cleaned the garage. There's plenty of more space. There used to be a bunch of junk back there. There was a bunch of junk over here, but most of it is out so that I could have my tools and my cars to have more space to work on. But I was actually thinking about this when I bought my tools. I was gonna do a tool review, and after using them for a while, I'm gonna tell you guys what are good tools to use and what kind of set should you start off with if you don't have any tools. So let's get started. Okay guys, so right around now is the perfect time to be buying a tool set, and that's because you're gonna have all kinds of deals, all kinds of holiday deals, Black Friday deals, Cyber Monday deals, and you want to spend your money in the right place. And there's of course different budgets for everyone, and we all want to save a little money. Most people don't have the budget to be buying a complete set of snap-on tools, buying a complete toolbox full of name brand tools, and I'm the same way. I don't have that kind of money to be spending on expensive tools. And even then, you also got to consider what you're going to be using the tools for. Are you going to use it on your personal car? Are you a mechanic that's going to be fixing a bunch of cars? This also is something you have to take in consideration, because if you're a mechanic, you want to invest in your product. You do want to get things that last. You do want to have things that are going to go through a bunch of cars, a bunch of specialty tools that most people don't own. And I'm going to tell you guys what I started with, and I'm not a mechanic myself. I'm just a guy that likes working on cars. I have a 2004 Mustang Terminator and a 2003 Turbo Mazda Miata. So these are the tool sets that I started with, and I'll tell you guys how I feel about them and are they worth it to buy. Let's start off with my first set. Is my Craftsman toolbox. This toolbox I bought during the holidays. It has a bunch of different sizes, different sockets, small to big, and this has lasted me. I've had this about going on 3 years now, and I personally think it's a good first purchase because I bought it as well during the holidays, and this whole tool set cost me about $200. If I could find the link to where I bought it at Sears, and Sears has really good deals, so I would recommend Sears. So let's just look over the Craftsman tool chest real quick. Okay guys, so I have a little bit of a mess here because I am working on my Miata. I'm trying to fix the timing on it, because if you guys seen my previous video, there was a screw stuck in the timing belt, and it chewed up my whole timing belt, so I had to go replace it, and I'm still working on it. Some of the valve cover bolts broke. They're kind of old, so I'm gonna take my time and replace those. But going back to my toolbox, let's just start off with the top part. First of all, the toolbox itself is very well constructed. I've never had an issue with it. It locks up here, and it's got a nice carrying handle here. Sure, it's a little heavy, but you don't have to move this around everywhere. And the good part about this is that the drawers come completely out, so you don't have to carry the whole thing when you're working. If you know you're just gonna use certain tool sets, you could just take that drawer and go work on what you need to and bring it back, so you don't have to carry the whole thing. As you can see, I'm missing some sockets. Me and my brothers all use this, and it's hard enough to keep it organized just with one person, and having 3 people using the same tool set, you're gonna have missing tools, and they don't always make it back. Some of them are over here on the side, but yeah, this whole top part. So it's gonna come with a couple of ratchets, different size. We have 3/4, we got 1/4, and then we have the, I believe the 1/2 all the way down here. But you have a couple of extensions for each size. So you have a variety of different sockets, from small ones to different thread patterns to longer ones, different sizes, a bunch of different tools that you may or may not need, but it's always good to have it. The reason I recommend this tool set is because it has a little bit of everything. Up here it has different size wrenches. It has it comes with a screwdriver that has different attachments to it, so you could use all kinds of different attachments. I actually ended up using some of these attachments for when I changed out my fuel pump on the Miata, when I fixed the convertible top on my Mustang. So they really came in handy, having all these different attachments for your screwdriver, and it makes your job a lot easier, not having to hunt for different screwdrivers. You just change the tips on them and then it's good to go. Other than that, you keep on going, there's more different sizes. So this is going to be your 3/4 wrench, and as you could see, this was a random one, but if you could see, if the camera picks it up, it's got a little bit of wear, and that's the only fault that I'm gonna give these things. So these things, this tool set is gonna get you through your basic installs. You could do basic things with them, like change out spark plugs, maybe put an exhaust in, but even then, sometimes screws and nuts are seized up on your exhaust, and it might be a little harder to take off. But these things could do pretty much your basic engine work, like changing your oils, sockets, things like that, taking your wheels off, on and off. But they do end up showing wear and tear after a while. As you could see, they have a very nice finish, but they're not the strongest tools in my set. So that brought me to my next purchase. Once I started doing more complicated jobs, like for example, we had to raise the car up to change the shocks and struts, and I upgraded my suspension on the Terminator Cobra, and we put in a brand new clutch and flywheel. So that required stronger sockets and extensions and things like that. So I ended up buying something else. So let me show you guys my other tool set, my second tool set. So like I said, this one's a good beginner one. If you're not too mechanically inclined and you're gonna handle small jobs, this is a very good price range for what you're getting. I really recommend it. And Craftsman's not a bad brand at all. So it's a good tool set. My brothers and I use it, and we have no complaints, other than I did have an extension snap on me with one of those seized bolts I was talking about on my exhaust. And so let's go on to my next tool set that I bought after that to fix my problem of my okay guys, so this next toolbox that I purchased, I got from Amazon. And I was a little iffy buying tools from Amazon, but these are impact tools, that impact sockets that are stronger for me to be able to take off bolts that are seized without the attachments breaking or stripping. And this is what helped me get through my transmission clutch install. So as you could see, the 10's missing, but comment down below if your 10 socket's always missing as well. It seems to be the case with me. But anyway, as you can see, these sockets have all a black finish, and I was a little bit iffy about ordering these tools from Amazon, like I said, and I thought to myself, well, I'm doing YouTube, I might as well do a video on this tool set whenever I get done with it. And first of all, from the appearance, the tools have a nice finish, except for this one. I kind of put this one through hell reaching for those tight to reach bolts in my exhaust, and it kept up pretty nice. Some of the paint came off, but these have a really nice seal to the nut pattern. Is pretty accurate. It attaches very smoothly, and the Craftsman has a good attachment, but not as solid as these. These are, you're gonna have to be exact with the size socket that you get. These are a little tighter fitting than the Craftsman one. So why I chose this tool set was, one, because it had various different attachments to it. So it had everything you need. It has attachments. It has a swivel, just in case you have to come in at an angle. You attach your socket there and then try to get the bolt out that way. So it has a bunch of different attachments. It also has sockets that are on a swivel as well up here. So it has a variety. It has longer sockets, it has shorter sockets, and it has these specialty tools over here. So like I said, this helped me get the clutch install done, and I had no issues with these tools at all. And if anybody was concerned on whether or not they would buy these tools from Taiwan, which is where they're manufactured. So I hear bad things about buying tools from China, but Taiwan has a pretty good reputation with tools. I'm not gonna vouch for every one of the Taiwanese tools, but for this tool set, I am gonna vouch for it. The Sunix tools. This was, I forget if it was $80 or $100, but if I could find the tool set, it was on Amazon. I'll put the amount I paid for it on the screen. And I highly recommend getting this tool set if you don't buy the bigger Craftsman tool set. This is a good tool set to start off with as well. I end up coming to this tool set way more often than I come to this tool set. If I'm gonna need different sizes like a 1/2 and 3/4, I might come to this tool set and just take the whole thing. But if I know that I'm just gonna be using these 3/4 ratchets, I'm gonna come to this tool set by itself. So pardon me guys, I have been gone for a while, and that's not because I haven't recorded content. I have recorded content, but my mic actually distorted my audio in the last video I recorded, and it was not salvageable, so I just had to scrap the whole thing, and I didn't have time to record it again. But this time, hopefully my audio's recording correctly, and then we'll see how things turn out.
I'm just all about this money. I don't think about no thought. Girl, you don't know about me, so get off my fucking D. Born and raised in the dot. This is real as you gon' see. Girl, you don't know about me, so get off my fucking D.